Okay, so I think I'm live. I'm definitely live on YouTube, waiting for Facebook to sync up as usual. Always a little bit of a delay there. Alrighty. Okay. Awesome, awesome. And just want to make sure that the quarters group is working as well. That gave me issues last time. So that looks like it's actually not working. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. Oh well. Okay, so I'll have to figure out the group later. Welcome back. Happy Friday, YouTube. This is the last day of the week and almost the last day of the month. And I remember we talked about how last week was the absolute worst week of my trading career ever. My very short trading career. I'm still very new to this game, right? But I started getting closer and closer to like the break even point today because as you can see, it was a very bullish market today. I did take some losses though, but then I had some wins and it was basically like a break even. But I'm still holding like a significant profit. If I were to take all of it right now, I would be at I would still be a little bit short actually of a break even. And I don't know if you've ever gone to like Vegas or Atlantic City or something like that, and you like are on a comeback and all you want to do is break even to go home. That's kind of the feeling that I'm having right now. Not a healthy feeling. I'm just being upfront about and verbalizing exactly how I feel, but it's not a healthy mentality to have because it brings out emotions that aren't helpful to trading. But nevertheless, I mean that's what I'm feeling right now. That's kind of where the thumbnail of today's video comes from. So let's take a look at what we're holding here. Or rather, let's take a look at what I lost. Um, I took a yeah, here we go. Corn trade. So corn looked like it looked like I had everything going my way, and then it just turned around on me. Right? You can see on the hourly here. You see this doji candle, and I was like, uh-oh. Like as soon as that happens, I'm just like, uh-oh. What do I do? But like, I don't want to mess with it because it's so. I mean, there's you ask a million different people, you're going to get a million different answers. What you're supposed to do when you say uh-oh after a trade has just started to work in your favor. There are people who would be like, just cut it, right? Watch it, cut it. It's yeah, I don't know how else to really say it, but you can see that my stop was actually one one quarter above this. So it was I think it was a full point actually. Right? So it's I don't remember exactly. Let's see exactly where I got stopped. I got stopped. It must have been 59 and a half. Right? 59 and 4/8, right? That's the way that this shows up. So it's part of the language of futures that you need to learn is that not every security is gonna be in decimals like it is in forex, for example. It is something that you're gonna have to learn to read, and this is 359 and 4/8. That's what that is. So that's technically 359 and a half. That's my full quarter, and it just stopped me out like on a tear. Like today, it looked like it was gonna go down, and then it just changed its mind. I don't need this alert anymore, so I can delete this. So that's about that's around my max risk, which is around $100 or $125. I'm not sure exactly how much, but the thing is, it looked like I had everything going for me, right? I had the divergence, I had a high that stayed below 60 on the RSI, right? And it started working. So I don't really know what else I could have done differently here. But I will. So I took a loss. That one I took a loss. I took a. I got stopped out on the S&P as well, but for a profit because I had moved up my stop. So I didn't take as much down as I had wanted, but it is. It was still a win. I wanted to catch the 3,500 up again on the way up again, but I missed that. Um, what else did I take? I took some profit off of this, right? I did take a. Oh, I should change that, by the way. So this should be 3. I don't know. This isn't gonna let me. Yeah, market's closed right now, so I can't do anything. Um, So you can see that I took a trade along all the way back down here on the British pound, and I cleared my 150 pips over here. So that was, I think I cleared like $200 on this. So, right, so that's kind of where I broke even because I was down like 220 or something, and then this I think I actually took some profit, like $200 or something like that. And the rest of it, since from here is now profit that I'm holding into the weekend. Similar situation on the Australian dollar. Currencies seems to be what's working for me. This was the case last month, and it seems to be like my saving grace this month as well. Minimizing my losses into something that is a little bit more manageable. I took a shot off this 250 major quarter. And it's been holding. I didn't add. I did actually have I did place a limit order to buy at the 33.25, and look at this candle right here, right? Check out this number. It just by 1 pip it missed me, by 1 freaking pip. So annoying. I hate when that happens, and it makes me regret like not like sometimes I'll put it up like to a 27 or to the 30, give myself some breathing room so I get picked up, but sometimes I don't, and it's really just kind of like it's just 5 ticks, 5 pips, however you want to say it. That's just the kind of range that I give myself, and I mean it's just a guessing game at that point, so whatever. I mean, I could have given myself a little bit more profit, but not that big a deal. Let me just see here. I'm very conscious of the Australian dollar right now because it's a little bit overvalued. It's kind of like on along the same vein as gold. Where's my gold at? Right, gold is just been kind of consolidating. This is the daily. You can see that gold doesn't really want to go higher and doesn't really want to go lower. It's just kind of building up pressure on the inside, and you can see it's building up pressure, just bouncing around back and forth between these two quarters, right? So that's something. You could if my risk was bigger, if my allowed risk was bigger, I might be taking these like 2-to-1s, like 1/4 risk from green to green, 1/4 risk from green to green, right? Just 50 points back and forth, back and forth. But that's a lot. That's a lot to risk for gold, and that's a huge move too. Like it's an expensive security. What else? There's nothing really else to say about it. I did take a shot at a couple of other things too, and that got stopped out, but there were small losses that just kind of added up. I don't really quite remember what they were. I think one was on crude oil actually. Crude oil. Oh no. Oh, I mean natural gas. That's what it was. Natural gas. I took a shot at the opening range this morning. That's what it was, and I took another. It was like $100-something loss because where's the range? See, I took 2 contracts, and and it stopped me out, and then kept going down. So that's it's hard to um yeah, it's difficult to play when when my stops are so tight, and it's just like it was just a bad day. But I am holding onto some significant profit, and so there's 232 there, 177 there, and about $100 here, and it is something that over the weekend, hopefully it keeps going in my favor, and hopefully Monday can turn into a positive day, and enough so that I bring myself back to that 5,000 mark, and so I can start September kind of fresh, or start next week kind of fresh. So I really want to be above 5,000 by the end of next week, so that I can feel like I'm starting the because Monday is the 31st or the 30th. Hold on, when's the last day of August? Yeah, August 31st is on Monday. That's the last day of the month. Some people will argue that today's the last real trading day of the month in a situation like this, and they'll just count next week, because next week is mostly September. But I'm going to go by the actual calendar date, and like by the end of next week, I want to be back above and really go for it. This month is turning out to be not such a great. See, like 1 week screwed up my entire month, and that can easily happen in trading. So don't be like me. Watch out. Be more conservative, and don't over trade. I think like when I look back on Monday, maybe like by the end of next week, my monthly statement will have generated, so I should have data to go over how my August trading went, and you'll probably find that I went negative for the month, all in a span of a week, because I didn't actually I actually ended up over trading, right? I feel like that's what the data is going to show me, but it's important to measure your own data. Okay. I think that's it for today. There wasn't that much trading happening. I just kind of stacked on contracts, right? Above, like on top of these. And so like, the past 2 months, what's really been working for me is currencies. And because that's where, the quarters, that's where I learned quarters from, is one of the best currency traders in the world. That's where I learned. That's who I learned this stuff from, and I just I took a shot of applying the same concepts in equity indices, and it does really work well on the Dow and the Nasdaq. It's just that I am not really good because of the constraint of my risk tolerance of I'm committed to being like 2.5% max of my account for any one given trade. It's basically like even at $5,000, I don't have I'm stretched thin on margin, right? And it's just a really annoying problem to have, that maybe I shouldn't be trading futures with only 5,000. It seems like you would need at least 10 or 20,000 to really be comfortable to trade the way that I want to trade. If you can easily trade with 5,000 if you're only going to be day trading. If you're only trading on the smaller time frames, you're trading from like small. You're only going for like tiny little like 20 to 50 tick wins or something like that, and you're not really holding anything overnight for a swing trade. And if you are, it's every like once in a blue moon. Then 5,000 might work, but I'm finding that that's for me is my bread and butter. I want to like rarely do I want to be do I go into a trade thinking I want to take profit by the end of the day. Like that's never really been my intention. But if you recall yesterday, with the margin call and everything, because like the margin requirements drastically increase on the overnight session, and like even though I'm in profit, because the margin requirement expands, it's like, oh, all of a sudden I don't have enough margin. I'm on margin call, right? So even though I'm not losing, right? It's just the nature of their system. So it makes me feel that oh, hey, what's up, Brian? Bivu? That's Brian, right? It was Brian, right? I think so. So to me, this is one of those things that is not like it seems like 5,000 isn't going to be enough. I'm heavily considering moving that money over into forex and just sticking with the currencies. But like my dilemma there is that I'm gonna feel a little bit of FOMO, that I'm missing out on like things like the Nasdaq, the Dow, the S&P, and like the energies. Although energies have been not nice to me these past 2 months, energies have not been nice to me at all. No love from the freaking natural gas and crude oil. But I think that's the nature of crude oil, of the energy. So like I don't know. I am considering it though, and I'm probably going to be talking about it and thinking out loud about it here for the next probably for the next week before I really make a decision. I'm still gonna use the same platform, right? I am gonna use a broker that integrates with TradingView, because TradingView is my preferred. Like I like to keep things simple. I overcomplicate things enough as it is, and so a lot of this is commodities trading. It's that's futures is that's really what futures is about. Commodities trading. I took a shot at corn. I took a shot at natural gas today. Lost both. And but it's ultimately it's the same thing, right? It's just like ultimately it's still just looking at candles, price action, and just understanding the personality of each security. So if I go back to forex, a lot of this kind of margin, kind of crap, this nonsense that like headaches, futures, contract expirations, rollovers, volume, liquidity, counting the ticks and learning, all that stuff goes away, right? So forex is a simpler life, like I keep saying, but I like the diversity of futures. So so for now I'm still here, but I am heavily considering it just because like it just doesn't seem like 5,000 is enough to really play in the futures market the way that I want to. So that's just a sneak peek. Not exactly a spoiler because I haven't really made a decision yet. I'm still playing around, but like the way that it's not worth the hassle sometimes, right? So that's why I'm considering making the shift back. So today is Friday, and you will see me play the financial freedom game. So stick around for that. After a quick break, quick water break here, we will play the cash flow game where I show you how to become financially free in under an hour. So stick around. We'll have some fun because it is Friday. Have some fun Fridays, and stay tuned. If you're not going to stick around, then by all means, that's no problem. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday for another episode of my trading vlog here on YouTube.